Hello, humans, and the Atari VCS has canceled its future manufacturing contracts. And of course, in the same breath, we have to mention the Intellivision Amico, the the gift that keeps on giving. Now, if I told you, back in the day when we first started this stuff, that Google Stadia was going to be gone, that Atari was going to be canceling their their manufacturing orders, and that the only one that we still be talking about as far as the three was going to be the Intellivision Amico, and their business strategy was not to make the consoles. It's just insane, right? But guys, you're going to hear a lot of nonsense here probably on Wednesday. So I'm going to tell you what you need to know, guys. I love wood grain. I love the wood grain consoles. I have an Atari wood grain, and I have a wood grain on order with Intellivision. But I'm going to tell you what you need to know, not what you want to hear. Now, a lot of people are going to say this presents a great opportunity for Intellivision and for them to corner the market, if you will, on this retro reimagined stuff. So let me put you in the right mindset before you get filled with those incoherent thoughts about business. And of course, we're going to take a look at the business angle of this. And let me tell you, this is actually a bad precursor for Intellivision. It really is. Now, I found this article here. It's the most concise one. I'll put a link to it down below, but this is the best part of it here. Atari has announced it's suspending its existing manufacturing contracts. That means they're not going to be doing anymore. Now, check this out. Atari doesn't plan to leave the hardware altogether, and the company's planning a new commercial strategy for VCS and to launch a complementary hardware strategy via partnerships under licensing agreements. That's great, right? They saw that it wasn't making money. Their sales went down from 2.3 million down to 2.2 million euros. So if it's not making any money, let's not make it, right? Now, remember, they made this console with $3 million. So let's look at the market capitalization of this company. Right now, it's worth about $77.18 million. The Atari VCS was a separate project funded with $3 million. All right. Every time they start talking about challenges and this and that and the other, just remember Atari had the same challenges and they did it with 3. Intellivision, via Republic Fig, raised over $11 million and they didn't get the job done. One question, where's the money, right? So let's go back here. And what this is telling you right here is that they're going to license out the hardware, which is great. It's a great way to move forward since what you're making money is actually the software, right? The Retro Reimagine or their Recharge software has made money. Specifically, most of them, I believe, have been sold on Nintendo and PC. Now, before I keep on going, right, even though I have a disclaimer here, I'm going to tell you again, see, because this is how you do it, Chuck. This is how you do it. Look at me, right here. This is how you do it. I'm invested, right? I am a stockholder of Sony, of Microsoft, and Nintendo. So don't take anything I say as investment or purchasing advice because I have a biased opinion because I am a proud owner of these stocks. Now, with that said, let me tell you this. What this is telling us, right, with Atari's business strategy is that the market isn't willing to bear those prices. And why is that, right? Why is that? Because our entry point was really high in the beginning. Now it's down to 239. Or actually, it's less. Here, let me show you. AtariVCS.com. Oh, look at that. Let's look at the hardware. Oh, look at the cartridges from 99 to 79. That's not a discount. But anyway, let's look at these. 239, right, from 299. They're slashing the base unit to 159.99. Now, that's what should have been for this right here. That it should have charged half price for this and made it on the back end, but they didn't. And what this is telling you is that the market is not willing to bear you taking profits up front on a retro console. That's what that means. You're going to hear a lot of stuff, like I said, that The market is not open for Intellivision, yada, yada, yada. But that's not the case. Let me show you some prices that are barriers to that, and why this cancellation of manufacturing is really a precursor to what could happen to Intellivision, and what other investors, at least if they're, you know, half knowledgeable about the market, would be looking at. The Evercade, the entry point is from $100 to $150, depending what model you're looking at. Now, basically, you're just buying a USB on a drive that could change or not change. I mean, it hasn't been perfect, but it's serviceable, right? I'm happy with my VCS. Is it perfect? No. But does it function the way it's supposed to? Yes, right? You know, and that's it. Am I happy for the price that I paid? Absolutely, right? I think I got a good deal for the products that I purchased. And the market is telling you that this is the price point that they're willing to bear, that $20 a cartridge is what they're willing to bear, 20 to 30, right? For retro reproductions, if you will. And that's a good entry point. But if you're the Intellivision Amico and you want to come out at $339, let me show you why that's not profitable long term. I was going to say insane, but let's just say profitable. Let's look at the Xbox Series X. $239.99 for the base unit, right? No disc, right? No physical media, but you don't get any physical media with the Amico either. But what you do get with this console is, number one, you can modify it to play retro games if you really, really want to, you know, emulate. But right off the box, if you have a 10, 11, 12-year-old, they want to play Fortnite, they want to play Roblox, it's there, right? Plus, if you want to, you have the Game Pass for a month for $1. So right off the bat, you can just sit down and play. That's it. $100 under with, you know, 2 controllers of the Intellivision, right? That's one entry point. Here's another one, all right? If we go to, just type in Nintendo Switch. What's the entry point on Nintendo Switch? $299. And that's where really a lot of the retro gamers are going, right? $299. Why are you going to buy an Intellivision Amico that doesn't have the library, right? When you can buy the Switch, their, you know, subscription program is pretty cheap, but there's a lot of games that are 3, 5, 7, all the functions that are claimed on the Intellivision Amico are here. You have parent controls, strict parent controls that you can put on this thing. It's just a better value. No matter how you slice it, you have a bigger library, right? And that's for the general consumer, guys. For the old man cringe community, that doesn't matter. If you're a collector like me, you just want it because you want it. But people like me are not going to make you money long term. We might buy a bunch of them at launch, but you need a market that's ongoing. And parents are going to choose this over the Intellivision Amico, right? Those are the facts, right? So the reason I'm telling you these things is because Intellivision needs more money to make their units, but they can't get it from investors because they're going to be looking at what I'm looking at. They're going to be asking the same question I'm asking. I want to invest $3 million in a company that's going to be worth $77 million, and it's not in debt. Why am I going to invest in your company that has a higher entry point, that you have proven that you can't launch anything on your own, right? So you need help. And if I buy you or if I invest into you, I'm going to be in debt as soon as I go in. Why not invest in Atari in their next game? Or why don't I get a license for Atari? You know what I'm saying? There's other ways to go, but that's what investors are going to be looking at. No investor in the right mind is going to look at these numbers, at these entry numbers for a console and think that it's a great idea to invest. Not if they know gaming at all. So that means they need to get it from somewhere else. And that somewhere else might be you. So that's what I'm trying to prevent here. I'm trying to educate the public. It's okay to be, you know, if you have money to burn and you want to, you know, do whatever you want to do, go right ahead, right? But do it with the knowledge of what really is going on here, right? Of that this company is in trouble It's very hard for them to break into this market, and they're never, ever going to do the numbers that they claimed that they were going to do when they first started this investment. I have to be careful with my words. Investment proposition. So this is a bad bellwether for Intellivision. It really is. I think for Atari, it's a smart move. It's a company that's already profitable, and they're going to keep on being profitable if they make great software and if they license out, right, their IPs and their hardware. Intellivision could do the same thing. How come we haven't seen an Intellivision Mini, right? And those are haters' ideas. I think Darius was the one that proposed that. Why did you sell the games? I think that's something that the CEO podcast proposed, right? Those are ways to make money. Are you going to make enough money to sell millions? No, but you might make enough money to fulfill your commitments, to pay back the refunds, to at least make the founders. Those are all things that this company can do, and they're not doing it. And they also have people on the board that could fund the whole project if they wanted to. But guys, don't believe the hype. I know it's going to come out. This is a great opening for Intellivision, and I'm showing you the numbers. Remember, $3 million to make this console, and they couldn't make it. They had $11 million. They didn't do it, and now the market has changed. Now their prices are higher. What does that mean? It means I'm going to have to wait a really, really long time for my wood grain. Guys, thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for subscribing. If you like this kind of comment, remember to hit that bell, because we're going to do a show on Wednesday, and I'm prepping it now. We're going to have it's going to be called In Their Own Words. It's going to be really interesting. I'll see you there. Thank you. Take care.